In this episode of Entity Facts, we're exploring facts about a religion that we have never explored on this channel before. When we think of Satanism, oftentimes images of a horned figure with a pitchfork pops up, as well as people dressed in cloaks practicing the most evil things possible. But is there more to the actual religion? Welcome back, guys, to another episode. My name is Leroy Kenton, and I have 10 surprising and interesting facts about Satanism. Now, if you're a religious viewer, before you're like, nope, I ain't watching anything to do with Satan, just know that our videos are intended to share information about all people, all countries, and cultures. And cultures include religions that you may not know anything about or may know very little about. Alright guys, so enough chit chat, let's just jump into the facts. So now the first thing I want to share at number 10 is Satanism is kind of like Buddhism. While some Buddhists pray to Buddha as a god, others see him as just a man that had a lot of good teachings. Similarly, in Satanism, there's theistic Satanists, and they believe that Satan is a deity and worship him. Now there's atheistic Satanists that see Satanism as a philosophical school of thought, and they try to practice the teachings of the philosophy in the best way that they can. Now the next thing to note is that Satanists see Lucifer as the ideal individual, but not everybody that has this point of view is actually a Satanist. There's a philosophy known as Luciferianism that focuses on the rejection of accepted ways of existence in favor of individual enlightenment. Those who follow Luciferianism don't actually see Lucifer and Satan as being the same, but the difference between Luciferianism and Satanism can be a whole episode on itself, but for now, let's move on. This creature right here, this is Baphomet, and he is a major, or she, I don't know, it is a major figure in modern Satanism. The first reference to Baphomet occurred in about 1090 CE, and later references to Baphomet all came from the Middle East, where the Templar Knights were on their crusades. And all non-occult scholars consider the name Baphomet to be a modern form of the Latinized name Mahomet, which is a medieval European translation of the name Muhammad, which is the name of the final prophet of Islam. Now, accusations of worshipping Baphomet meant that the Templar Knights were being accused of being secret Muslims themselves. So in the medieval European traditions, Muslims were seen to be pagans who worship Muhammad as a deity. Over into the United States, Oklahoma State, as a matter of fact, there was a statue put up of the Ten Commandments outside of its federal courthouse. Now the Satanic Temple commissioned an enormous statue of the satanic figure Baphomet sitting on a throne surrounded by children to go next to the commandments. However, it was rejected by the Oklahoma State, and the Ten Commandments were also taken down due to this controversy. Now back in the year 2017, the Satanic Temple commissioned a Satanic Veterans Memorial to stand alongside a similarly themed Christian memorial. Now this is located in a park in Belle Plaine in Minnesota. Eventually, though, plans for both of these memorials were completely scrapped due to the controversy created by the Satanic one. And the Satanic Temple, by the way, is an organization that tries to maintain the freedom of religion and separation of church and state by using satire against Christianity, which they believe actually interferes with people's freedoms. Another thing about Satanism is that oftentimes people assume that the religion stems from the early days of Christianity. Satanism is an organized religion, and it's relatively a young religion. Now, while early forms of organized Satanism did appear in the 1930s and 1940s, the Church of Satan wasn't actually formed until April 30th, 1966. Now, the Church of Satan doesn't have actual church buildings. According to their website, having church buildings, they say, would be against their individualist approach to living. For a short time, the founder of the Church of Satan, Anton LaVey, used his home in San Francisco as the church's headquarters. Now the church is based in New York, and the Satanic Temple has chapters in 13 states in the United States, as well as Finland and Italy, but it also does not have any permanent physical temples. So let's talk about Christmas a little bit. Now, why do Satanists think it's okay to celebrate the birth of Jesus? Like, really, do they? Well, because the Church of Satan says, and I quote, "Christians stole this holiday from the pagans. Santa Claus has come to signify indulgence, and he's a combination of Dionysus and Silenus from Roman and Greek myths. So for the Yule, which is an old term for Christmas, holiday season, we enjoy the riches of life and the company of people whom we cherish, as we will often be the only ones who know where the traditions really came from. One thing that I found interesting about the Church of Satan is that they actually measure time differently. The Church of Satan, they measure time in Anno Satanas, not Anno Domini. The Church of Satan measures time from the year 1966, which they call year 1 AS or Anno Satanas. You see, the term AD, which stands for Anno Domini, means year of the Lord, and it's calculated from the birth of Jesus Christ. So of course the Church of Satan does not recognize Jesus as Lord, and that's why the Anno Satanas measurement is used. Contrary to popular belief, Satanism doesn't advocate violence. In fact, Satanism teaches its followers to allow others to be as they are. This belief ties into the foundational Satanist notion that Satan rejected God in order to live free from his tyranny, so everyone who is not interfering with the freedoms of others should also be free to do as they wish. However, one exception to this rule does exist. According to the 11 satanic rules of the earth listed on the website of the Church of Satan, it says this, and I quote, "When walking in open territory, bother no one. If someone bothers you, ask him to stop. If he does not stop, destroy him." And the final thing I want to share about Satanism is this symbol also, the pentagram. It's a 5-pointed star, and it's used prominently by the Church of Satan in its inverted form. However, the symbol was originally used in Judaism and Christianity with a positive connotation to it. In the Jewish tradition, the symbol appeared on the ring of King Solomon of Israel, and in Christianity, the symbol had several associations, and one of the associations was that it was a symbol of Jesus. More specifically, it signified the points of the crucifixion. Alright guys, so that's all the info I have in this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope this episode was really insightful, but I've said enough. Now I want to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts about Satanism? Do you believe that Satan or the devil actually exists, or do you believe that it's just an ideology? I don't know. Sound off in the comments down below. And for all of you who made it to the end, check out another video similar to this one. I definitely know you'll like it. Also, my social media links are below in the video description, so you can follow me and message me over there as well. And if you enjoy our videos, make sure to subscribe and ring that bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming episodes. Okay guys, it was great hanging out with you in this episode. I'm going to work on some more. See you next time.